What's up, gamers? The Red Dragon here, and we are checking out some Battlefield 3 action. Jumped on this morning, played a few rounds with the subscribers, and we had some really good games. So this is one of them that you are enjoying. But while you are viewing this, we are going to be discussing all kinds of stories that are happening right now in the gaming and tech world. A lot of cool stories, and as always, you can find them on the front page of VGN. We'll start things off with some EA news since we're playing an EA title. Battlefield 3, you want to know how many premium subscribers there are? They have sold 1.3 million copies of Battlefield Premium, so it's doing really well. Origin has grown to 21 million users, so all this digital, which help the digital sales, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. But first, let's break down the numbers according to the platform, because this is also pretty interesting. The PC brought in $276 million. The PS3 brought in $267 million. The PC beat the PS3. So, you know, it's been talked about for a little bit now that the idea is that PC is really the platform that's growing at this point. So there was some talk, you know, several months back that PC was dying, blah, blah, blah. PC, according to EA's numbers, is not dying whatsoever. In fact, it's growing, and it's the top growing platform as it stands right now, which, you know, kind of makes sense because we're waiting on the consoles to kind of get updated, and everything is really old right now except for PC. So PC is definitely delivering right now, but still has a ways to go before it catches up to the Xbox. The Xbox was the lead platform for EA, bringing in $292 million. Now, if you want to break it down between digital and physical sales, because this is also a topic that I talked about, and a lot of people were upset because people always get upset when we talk about digital, and a lot of people said, you know, it's going to be a really long time before digital ever overtakes physical sales. But when you hear these numbers, that might actually change, because facts do matter, okay? So, digital sales, EA made $342 million in the first quarter. This same period last year, they made $232 million. So that's up over $100 million gained in digital sales. Physical sales made up $592 million. So still a big difference between 342 and 592. But the physical sales last time during this period, 647. So it's dropping. And with these same figures, you could probably estimate that given 2 or 3 years, maybe even less, digital will overtake physical discs. So that is your feature story right now on the front page of VGN. Another story that was kind of Battlefield-esque and pretty cool deals with the U.S. Army. So in case you didn't know, the Army does sometimes use video games in order to train soldiers. They got a game about 4 years ago, and they're already looking to upgrade and get a new game. So what are they wanting? Well, for one, they want basically what gamers want. They want the latest graphics. They want more powerful technology to be able to play it on. So they want a game that plays on the latest computers so they can use the power to put out some good graphics. And they also want some more features that you might find in a Battlefield game. They want to be able to call in artillery fire. They want to be able to use medevac missions, and they talk about bringing in all kinds of different tanks. They talk about putting out 50 different civilian vehicles that you might see. You know, you see those Toyota trucks with the machine guns in the back. I guess they want all that. They want it set up like a real scenario. So this is something that, when you look at a situation like this, and yes, they're building a simulator, and it's not really for entertainment purposes, but you can kind of learn from that and incorporate it into future games. And you know, I would like some variety. Even talking about things like in Battlefield, you know, all the buildings that you walk in, they're kind of generic. They all kind of look the same. All the vehicles kind of look the same. variety would be nice. So the U.S. Army is definitely wanting that to make the soldiers feel like they're in a real environment. They also mention needing to use equipment like spike strips, speed bumps, and even talk about female suicide bombers. So this is definitely ultra realistic. And I want to know, does this sound like something that you would want to play? Now, obviously, this is probably not going to be mass marketed to video gamers because, one, video games are about having fun. So if people aren't going to have fun, probably most people aren't going to play. But I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who love simulation-style games. How realistic would you want the game to be? Do you want it to be like DayZ where, you know, you have to go out and find food and drinks in order to stay alive, to stay hydrated, or, you know, get colds and fevers and have to take antibiotics? Like, at what point do you start getting stress from virtual scenarios? So it's not something that I would be interested in. Even playing Arma 2, you know, I downloaded DayZ and I like it. I like DayZ, but I tried to play Arma 2 the other day and I just couldn't get into it. I was just running around forever and I'm like, what the hell? I was probably lost. It's probably my fault because I didn't put the time in to really learn the game, but I'm just not interested in crossing over miles of terrain without really seeing anybody, you know? I need action, so I'm a video gamer, and that's what I'm looking for. I do like to play military-style games. Some developers are looking for and promoting more realistic features like better graphics or more realistic graphics or more realistic scenarios. But there is a point where I don't want it to go any further, where I don't want it to be more realistic, where I want to keep that arcade style. And I think that'll always be there with developers because, as I said, games have to be fun or else they won't sell. So let me know if this Army game would be something that you would be interested in just on a personal level. So it's just for fun commentary. Let me know. I don't even like jumping off a 5-foot cliff and getting damage on Battlefield 3. It pisses me off so bad. So I really would never make it out in a real-life simulator. So I just want to have fun. That's it. So that does it for this video. A couple of big stories right there on the front page of videogamesandnews.com, EA, Number Crunch, and also the U.S. Army game. As always, there's tons more articles on there. There's always stuff going on in the news. So I definitely appreciate it if you gave me some support and checked out the website. And also, check me out on Twitter, Facebook. You can get the news there as well. And I'll see you next time. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. Thanks for watching.